Hey everybody, this is going to be on my YouTube channel, Amber's Butterflies Dust. I'm going to make a Nikkimarble cup with UV changing powder underneath. So right now I prepped my cup. I use electric tape right here, electrical tape. And I will remove this about 45 minutes after it starts turning. So on all of my cups, I leave this part, but I fill all the way to the top with epoxy. So I use Aluminite Amazing Clear Class epoxy. I buy it in the bigger amounts by the gallon. So I use 1 pump of each, which if you're measuring it out, it is 30 mLs of each. So I'm going to use airbrush ink, and I will leave a link. I bought this at Michael's. I did use the 40% off coupon. But this is the Aztec brand of airbrush ink. And then I'm going to use Woody's Goodies Clear to Pink UV powder. Glitter Islands Barbie Pink. And then Art Glitters Cotton Candy Orange. And then I'm going to use some micas. I got these in a trial pack a while ago, but you can get them on Amazon, or Woody's Goodies carries mica powder. So we are going to, I'm mixing my epoxy first. So I'm going to mix this up. I'm going to set it over here to get warm for a minute. And I'm going to start measuring out everything. So with the white, I do use a little bit more because it's going to go on my whole cup. So that's about how much white I used. With my black, which is an airbrush paint too, I use a drop. So if you want it blacker, like your marble spots blacker, you can do it. You can add more. So there's 1 drop. So I'm going to also use pink. Whoops, that was a little bit more, but usually I would use a drop, but there's some in there. And then the UV powder and the micas. I'm not going to use a ton of it because a little bit does go a long way. So this is a magenta UV, a magenta mica. Just scoop a little bit in there. And like I said, I will name a few places you can get mica powders in the bottom. So there's for the magenta. I'm going to wipe off the tip of this for a sec. There's for the orange, it's a neon orange. that over there. Then we're going to do our glitters. Remember, these cups are kind of how you want them to go. There's no right way or wrong way. This is just how I do it. And you can do a lot of glitter, not a lot of glitter. So there's for my glitter. There's for the Barbie pink. And we will make another white one, just without UV powder. So this will be, so I can go over a few spots at the end. So now we will add our UV powder, which this is from Woody's Goodies. I do like to use a little bit more just because I like to make sure that it's gonna be, when I go outside, it's gonna change. So you can see that much. I do about 2. So we'll put that in there. Let me get my epoxy now. So we're gonna add a little bit of epoxy to each. I will add a little bit more to my white with UV because it's gonna go on the whole entire cup. And you wanna make sure you have a even spread with it. On the others, you barely need, you just need a little bit. So on this one, I did 15 mLs, which I'm gonna take it to 20 just to be safe. So the UV has 20, the regular has 5, and then we just add a little bit to the rest of it. Okay, so now let's move you guys down. We're gonna stir this. The one with UV, you wanna make sure you stir it very good so you don't get clumps. Make sure you stir around all your edges. So you want to make sure there's no clumps or anything in here. I am going to add a little bit more white to it, just because it's more of an off-white color. Okay, so that one is mixed. We'll go to the next white and mix it. And then we'll go to the orange and mix it. Just remember with the mica powders, a little does go a long ways. And we'll do the orange glitter. The pink. The magenta. Let me wipe this off, and then we'll stir the black. Okay, so all these are stirred. Let me just make sure this white. I may add just a little bit more UV powder to this just because, like I said, I like to make sure it changes out in the sun really good. You just want to make sure it's stirred very well. Okay, so these are all my colors stirred. So those are it. I'm going to move you guys over here now to where I'm going to place the cup. So I'm going to put the cup on this turner. Okay, so I do this on my turners, my rotisserie ones. They don't go as fast as the microwave motors, but the rest of mine are microwave motors. So I'll leave the tape on until I get done with it, and then I'll take it off. So I'm going to stir my white one more time. Remember, this is the white with the UV that I'm applying. So you want to make sure you get it covered completely. This was base coated. I used white crayon spray paint. I'll show you in just a minute. So I'm going to make sure I got everything. Okay. Okay, so some people don't hit theirs with the heat gun. Because this is my base color, I will hit it with the heat gun just because I want to make sure it's got an even flow. There we go. So you don't want it extremely hot because you want the black to kind of stay in place. So next we'll start with our black. So you can take a little dab, put it on your finger, and just go the way of the cup, this way. A little bit more. Remember, this is kind of how you want to do it. If you want little spots going off, that's fine. Okay, and you could also, I haven't used a paintbrush yet, but just a little thin tip paintbrush. If you want to kind of drag it. Remember, you're making this how you want to make it. me check it a little bit. So now we're going to start, we're going to use magenta. You can also apply with your popsicle stick. It works great too. So you just put a little dab on there, let it come off a little bit. Get this one to move a little bit. Okay, so I think that's all I need for that one. There is a little spot right here where I'm going to take some more black through it. And I'll also take a little bit of white and just a little bit. So now you can use, we're going to use the airbrush pink. It's a lighter pink just to throw a little bit of lines in there. Okay. Now we're going to use the orange. This is going to be pretty cool with neon colors. Really, and you can use any color. I have used some acrylic paint. I know that's been a big question that I've been asked. Yes, you can use it. You just want to make sure you do like 1 drop for mix with your epoxy, because otherwise it will go stringy, and that's not, it's harder to work with when it's stringy. Let's see. So now I'm going to use my pink glitter. I am going to use it with the popsicle stick, and you just kind of lay it where you want it. Some little shimmer. Just put it on there, drag it along. Now we're going to go to our orange. You just take a little bit and drag it. So you can make it way glittery. You don't have to hardly add any glitter. Me personally, I love glitter, so the more glitter for me, the better. And this one is going to be my cups, so. Okay, so there's the orange, and let's see, I might do one stripe there and one there. Okay, so now what I do is I'll go back with my white. Let me wipe off my paintbrush. And you just get a little bit, and if you see a color that's kind of being taken over, you can add some white into it. This white is just plain white mixed with airbrush. This doesn't have the UV in it. So there's that. This one is kind of... We'll add a little bit of black to this spot right here. Not much, just enough to make the black. So this one right here, we'll just take a little bit of black, add it in there. Mix it a little bit in there with your brush. Okay, so I'm going to leave that how it is now. I like it, so it's good. What I'm going to do now is I will take my leftovers and since I don't have, I can't find my mermaid one, but we are going to, so I'll add just a little bit of UV powder to this, and then I'm going to pour it into a mold to make keychains. This is one that I did with my other one, so you, if it will focus, there, take it outside and it will change. So here's my keychain. I'll just drip it in there. I'll give these out to customers as kind of just a nice little gift, or I do sometimes sell them also. So you kind of just take scoops and put it in there, and mix it up, and then let me show you. And then and like, so I'll let this spin, so I'll take this tape off in like 15 more minutes, and tomorrow or later tonight I'll flood coat the whole thing. So if you go up in my YouTube, there's some flood coat videos. Or if you stay tuned until tomorrow night and come back, I'll have a video of it posted in the sun, and then I will flood coat it afterwards. And the reason why I do flood coat it afterwards is because I like to get the nice seal on the top of all of my cups. So I do coat all of mine after. So if you have any questions, you can leave them below, and I will get to them. And stay tuned for more videos. Thank you for tuning in.